stronger, or or what points you need to improve, what is weak, what is intermediate. So you have all this here. It's again career advice, everything purple. It's what they are teaching you how to improve LinkedIn. Here you have your experience. Here are the words to avoid and why, and how you can make your headline. It's not a resume, it's LinkedIn, so it is a little bit different than your resume. So education, okay, volunteer experience, license and certifications. LinkedIn has courses. It provides you with more skills, with more certifications. So that is something that I really love about LinkedIn as well. So you can add everything to your profile. Some of the accomplishments. Yeah, and Twain, I agree with you. I was also surprised about that. So I don't go really with the judgment of not using words, but you can also mention that your one-on-one with Jeremiah, our career coach. Some of the interests, it's okay. Tip number 2, getting your image sizes right, the do's and don'ts. And here again talks about the profile photos. I highly recommend that you watch these videos on YouTube, 1 or 2. There are some really good ones. Like I said, they are like 2 minutes only. There is nothing special or professional about several photos that there are there. You just need to get a good photo, that's all. Create a professional LinkedIn profile picture. There is some more tips in here. And number 3, how to outreach for LinkedIn recommendations. So this is something that is always good because it strengthens um, your LinkedIn profile, especially from professional ones. You can ask from your peers, from some relevant ones, teachers, supervisors, and from different places. So it really builds the history for your employer and the references as well. So here are recommendations versus endorsements and what it really means. Who to ask for recommendations and all that. Number 4, hidden LinkedIn features. This is a good one. And here are they. You have the learning, the insights, the post a job, the groups, which is there are so many groups, including generation. Joined, or at least you just joined to follow the generation. There are so many good things in there. They're always talking about things and partners that they are joining, um, about new courses, or at least a new partners that are joining generation to provide courses for free. So it's always interesting to follow the growth and what they are doing. Also, if there are companies that you do enjoy, uh, join the company or follow the company or the groups that they have, so you can see if they are providing courses for free, something about a new software that they launched, or if they are hiring. It's always good to follow. And they all have very good and interesting things that we can always learn. So LinkedIn, it's excellent for that as well. and you will start building your network as well. And here there is a little bit more. Number 5, tip number 5, the anatomy of a perfect LinkedIn profile. Mine is far from perfect, by the way, because I actually just had my LinkedIn recently, was just a few months ago, especially because I was volunteering as a child advocate, and there are some security concerns with that. So in the beginning, I did not want to be in LinkedIn, but I cannot emphasize the importance that it is to be in this professional, the one professional social media per se. It is so good, the connections that I made, the things that I was able to learn, and sometimes just like by scrolling down or up and checking what companies are up to, I can learn something. And also everything that they offer as courses. So here it gives you more suggestions. This is a very interesting one. Add your profile in another language. It's very interesting. I never considered, never thought. I'm not sure I'm going to do or not, but it is interesting. Now, this number 1, clean your SEO friendly URL or URL. So I'm going to click on mine really quick. Hopefully the Zoom will pick up my page. Can you guys see it? My page in here on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So when you go here and edit public profile and URL, you click it, and here I have my own LinkedIn. So I changed, I added that, and I added my own name. Or it is like this huge link. I'm not sure why it is so big, because when you copy and paste to send, to put in your resume or to send to a potential employer, the link is just too huge to send it. It is not really professional. So personalize the URL for your profile by, after the slash, just add your name or whatever way, professional way you want to. This is a good, very good thing to do. Now, going back to the cheat sheet. Let's see here. Here talks about the headline. Yeah. Personalize your websites if you have it. If you don't have websites, which most of us don't, remember adding a few things about projects because it adds to your experience. Or you can add links from the sites, for example, GitHub, that you work for, or you build a little small project or a little, and then you start learning and growing a little bit, or other things that you have done as project. And here they teach you how to optimize your job description, the job title, and so on, to promote yourself. You are on LinkedIn to be found by the right people, recruiters. They will start connecting with you. For the first time, I started connecting with recruiters now, which is very interesting. And employers, for them to find you. And also LinkedIn itself, they do the same thing as employers do. They do that AI verification of words, and they send you prospect jobs that it's a good fit for you. So that's why it's so important to have a good LinkedIn page. Make sure your profile is visible, and here they teach how to do it. So number 6, quick LinkedIn tips to do today. Here they have all. Evernote integration, for example, I have never thought about that. Use your profile to sell, add some personality. I have not done nothing special. And so, but you all have some suggestions in here to read and see what you like. And number 7, keeping your LinkedIn profile secure against data breaches and so on. Update your private settings and the 2-step verification. And finally, they have some tips about LinkedIn mobile app and a few things that I never knew. For example, the QR code. This offers a quick way to find the profile of someone you just met, so you can connect on the spot, which is very interesting. In the commute thing, so it is very interesting to know. All right, so I am done with that, but there is something else that I would like to share. This page showed up to you guys, the LinkedIn Learning from Generation. Today, Generation sent us an email. So Generation USA launches LinkedIn Learning today at Career Launch. So this came in today as an alumni for all of us. Breaking news, Generation is now offering LinkedIn Learning for alumni graduates for free. So now you know, after you graduate from the program, you can take several courses in LinkedIn for free. Alumni graduates who attend Career Launch today will be the first alum to be offered access to LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is being provided to alumni at no cost, a value of over $200. So Generation, it's always integrating those things and or new partners for internship. Now we have council as well that offers things for the students. So that's why it's good to follow Generation and the companies that are potential for us to join or do internships, or companies that we would like to work for, hopefully, so we can be really updated at everything that they are doing. And that's it. I think Chad will take over from here. So I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right, Chad is all yours.
All right, sounds good. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so thanks for coming for looking over the cheat sheets and going over. I appreciate that. So we're gonna go ahead and skip to the activity that we're gonna be doing. But we need learning objectives for this session is to give, receive, and integrate peer feedback on LinkedIn profiles using a checklist. Review your action plan of how you will use LinkedIn for your job search and future professional development. The mindset that we're using is future orientation. Same mindset we were using in the last session, right? All right. Some of the key points Carmen was also going over to make sure the LinkedIn profile is professional, adding the following information. Have a photo that sends good vibes. So again, like Carmen was saying, it doesn't have to be professionally photographed, but it's all the norms of being professional. Make sure you have something that you're wearing something appropriate. Make sure your background is very appropriate, maybe a solid color. Simple stuff that that you would do and think of in a normal setting. Have using the appropriate headline. Have a what I can do for you oriented profile summary. So again, technologies that you want to know, what you want to learn more about, how you are ready to work on whatever you are looking for, how you are a go-getter. Step number 4, make your work experience short and sweet. So when it comes to your work experience, and I'm talking about that also on your LinkedIn as well, try not to make it long and drawn out. Make it short and sweet and straight to the point, so employers will have an idea of what you do and what you already know. Show off your recommendations and have clear contact details. Make sure that your email is clear. Make sure you have a phone number that you put on LinkedIn is connected, because someone may call you. Also, check your messages every now and then, so I guarantee you people will message you on LinkedIn. Solid plan to use LinkedIn during the generation can help you set. So basically, some of the stuff Carmen was saying before, make sure when you use SMART goals to guide your thinking. I explain virtual networking and ongoing professional development. Yes. We all know what that with Carmen. All right. This is where we're gonna go into breakout rooms. So what's basically gonna happen is I'm gonna send you to breakout rooms. I'm also gonna put a checklist in the chat as soon as it lets me. And once I do put the checklist in chat, look over it. I was gonna have time to look over it in the breakout rooms. I'm gonna take about 5 minutes to. By the way, while I'm doing all of this, I would bring your LinkedIn profile up. I will log into your account, because what the screen says, we're actually going to be doing a peer review. So your peer is going to be looking at your LinkedIn, reviewing it and giving you feedback. As soon as my laptop unfreezes. Great, cool. So there is the documents for the checklist handout. Go ahead and grab it. You're going to write feedback about your peer's LinkedIn profile. Once you log in and you show it to them on screen, they are going to, or whether you share it via link during chat, that's also fine for you, so they'll be able to bring it up as well. You're going to write feedback to your partner, noting 2 glows, which is 2 glows means 2 areas of strength, and 1 grill, a way they could improve their profile to make it even better. You're going to take 3-minute turns to provide your feedback to your partner, and then switch. Take the remaining time to make edits on your LinkedIn profile based on your peer feedback. After that, I'm going to bring out back in so we can continue. Does anyone have any questions on what we will be doing? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Like the old people say, closed mouth don't get fed. If you don't understand, that's okay. I do not mind repeating it again. It's better for you to tell me or anyone else that you do not understand than for you to get into it, get like that, like 20 minutes in.
Our LinkedIn based on this criteria. So I don't really understand what the question is.
I'm sorry?
Are we evaluating our LinkedIn based on this questionnaire you gave, or what do we do on this break room?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You mind talking that? I can barely hear you for some reason.
Yeah, I do have issue with my headphone. Can you hear me now?
A bit better.
Let me try. Yeah, I was asking, are we going to evaluate our LinkedIn account based on this guide you gave? Is that what we're doing in the break room?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
you're going to be doing your LinkedIn accounts based on the checklist I gave. Yeah,
Okay.
most definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, most definitely. And you're going to be you're going to have your peers be reviewing it. So it's too late to make any more changes. You're fine right now. Yes, your peers are going to be looking at your LinkedIn profile, and they're going to give you suggestions. 2 grows, 1 grow. So 2 good things, 1 bad thing. Okay. Everybody's here. Let's see. I can see. Yep. Sorry, guys. I know I kind of wanted y'all to stay in there for a little bit longer, but we are running a little bit low on time. So gonna share my screen really quick. Okay. So my people that actually got to do it, I'm just assuming that some people didn't get to do it. That's fine. Y'all can contact each other through Slack, and you can get a peer review from them then. Just because it's been a long time. But for my people that did it, what has been your biggest learning about your own LinkedIn profile so far, and why? Do I have a volunteer for this first question?
I can
I could do mine real quick.
Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
By the time I got mine up, there really wasn't much feedback. I couldn't log into mine, but I was like, you know what, I can just find the link. Anyway, long story short, the thing Sylvia mentioned was my URL name was like extremely long, that I needed to change that. So that was the feedback I got with a short amount of time.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, shortening your LinkedIn profile can definitely help. Short and sweet to the point. Like we just established earlier. Thank you for volunteering. What is the best piece of feedback you got from your peer that you actually changed in your LinkedIn profile, and why did you change it? Did anyone else get a little bit of feedback in the little small time we had in the breakout room?
I'm adding hobbies as we speak.
Okay. What was the feedback?
Add hobbies.
Sorry, you cut off for me.
Oh, sorry. Add hobbies and interest outside of
hobbies and interest. Yeah.
Techie stuff to seem like a more well-rounded human being.
Yeah, there you go. Techie stuff too. That's always a good thing to add when you're going to be in a technical career field. It'd be kind of weird if it was all just like football and baseball sports. Like you sure this is a technical field website? Whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and go on and get to our debrief. So what I want y'all to understand that y'all action plans also correlate towards y'all LinkedIn as well. So use that. Take more of that perspective towards y'all LinkedIn as well. So setting those long-term, short-term goals and all that. Does everyone understand how LinkedIn is important in this process?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, no, maybe. Okay, yes, Ms. Miesas? Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and go on with Suba with your ITF review. Thank you guys for participating. I know we had to cut this a bit short, but still good information all the same. Y'all can still DM each other. Y'all can still get in groups. Y'all can still do your own peer review if you really want that feedback. So be good. All right, Suba, you have the floor.
Hey all, Asai is sharing my screen. Check your chat box and log into kahoot.it, and I put the pin in there. Please log in. This is the last week, the week 4 of technical support fundamentals course. With this, we'll be done with Coursera. Diego is also here. Where did he go? I saw a name with Diego. Okay, we're starting in 30 seconds, okay? Try to log in, please. Some of them are not logging in. I see only 35 participants. Any issues logging in? Anyone trying to logging in and not able to do? Chad.
All right.
Who's
Who's the wild guy?
Okay, let's start. 38. Let's start now. So, oops. Now it's true or false. The internet is the World Wide Web. Majority gave true, but the answer is false. I'll explain it when we go to the next question, when we complete the next question. Okay. Again, true or false. Internet is the physical connection of computers and wires around the world. Yes, this is true. We all think internet itself is the World Wide Web. Many have that conception, right? So it's not the internet, it's not the World Wide Web, okay? Internet is a huge network of computers that's all connected together. On the other hand, World Wide Web is a collection of all the web pages that's found on this network of computers. Okay, so we use a browser and we access all those web pages through the internet. Okay. Now, Ricardo, on the scoreboard, third question. Computers on devices on a network have an identifier called great. Majority gave the right answer. IP address. All are examples of IPv4 except yes. How many bits in IPv4?
32.
Yeah, so 32. So it's 2 power 32 number of IP addresses, IPv4 addresses that we have. And that we will be running out of it. So that's why we are moving to IPv6. We're transitioning to IPv6. Still Ricardo on the scoreboard. Fifth question. Data is moved to the network by breaking it down into yes, 22 answered right. It's packets. It's broken down into packets and it's sent to the network, and at the end, all those packets are assembled. They can get delivered. Who's 42? No nicknames, okay? Next time when we are doing it. Dash connects lots of different devices together and helps route the network traffic. Yes, it's a router. So if we have to go to the network, all that we need is a router. But if it's in the LAN, do we need router in a LAN?
We need switch.
Yeah, switch will help. True or false? Switches are like mail rooms in a building. Yes, it is true. Switches all have all those ports, and we can connect multiple devices to that port. Depending on the switch, it has anywhere between 4 to 48 ports. Okay, so we have something associated with the switch. That's the, okay, you all know about the OSI model? Anyone? I would suggest Googling about the OSI model. Okay, it is 7 layers. Okay, it talks about how the communication happens. Okay, using all the protocols in the network, how it's from the client to server, what happens from one end to the other, how the data is transmitted. So in that, the switch works at the it's a
Layer 2?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
And the IP address works at the which layer? So router, so switches as layer 2, then what is a router?
Layer 3.
So switches uses some other address, right? So as long as we are in the LAN network, what do we use to communicate? How do we communicate using? Through the switches. What do we use? When we go to the internet, it's the IP address, right? It's a logical address.
The MAC address, which is just the MAC addresses, yeah.
Address, which we call the physical address, right? So within the LAN. Okay. Still 42 is trying to catch Ricardo. So hubs are similar to Dash, but send out the information to everyone. Yes, it is similar to switches, but then how is it different?
Hub is smaller than switch.
You said it's a smaller than switch?
Isn't it hub has 24 port and the switch have more than that?
Okay, but what's the major difference? Yeah, switch hub has anywhere between 4 to 12 ports, while switches has 4 and 48.
Yeah, oh, go on ahead, my fault.
Go ahead, you go ahead.
Oh, I appreciate you, man. So switches allow you to segment the network. Hubs, again, if you can break up the network to allow different devices to communicate with each other on their own segments. I think that's, if I'm totally wrong, please stop me.
Okay, so what I was expecting is.
I think switches also remember the MAC addresses and link them to the IP addresses.
True. Switch. With the switch, we use a MAC address and it does unicast, right? To the particular MAC address it sends to that port. But with hub, it's not intelligent enough as switch. It just broadcasts. So if one endpoint sends a message, it'll deliver it to everything, all the other system that's connected to that switch. I'm sorry, the hub. While the switch would transmit only to that particular MAC address. Okay. Okay, someone is trying to catch. Good. Let's see. Now it's true or false. Network protocols are a set of rules for how we transfer data in the network. True. 36 total, 36. Everyone answered right. It's true. Okay. Still Ricardo on the scoreboard from the beginning. Question number 10. Yes, it is DNS. So what does DNS do?
Translate IP address to the domain name.
Sorry?
Translate IP address to the domain name. Domain name translate.
Yeah, translates the domain name to IP address, right? So we humans, we can't remember numbers, but for computer, it's all numbers, right? So for us, domain name as a URL, if we type www.google.com, we say it's a domain name, right? But computers don't look for anything like google.com. So when you give google.com, the first thing that happens from the client side is it goes and checks to the DNS server. What is associated with this google.com? Tell me the IP address. And that's sent again from the DNS server to the client. And with that IP address 8.8.8.8, that's what they say it's an IP address of Google. So then it contacts that IP address to get the information. You have any doubts, Nathan?
Yeah, I wanted to know what was the difference between DNS and network address translation? Because
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, NAT is when in the LAN environment, what happens is you have the private public, you know about the private and the public IP addresses. It's the set of IP addresses that are public. We have a different set of addresses which we say as private, okay? So only the public IP addresses can be used for the internet facing. But in the LAN environment, we use the private IP addresses. Like 120, what is the 192.168.1.0, all those are private, I guess. Something that starts with 10.10, all that stuffs. We have a list of private and the public, right? So what happens when we have the public IP address in the internet facing and the private in the LAN environment, the private IP address, if it has to go to the internet facing to the router, then it has to be resolved, right? It can't go to the internet. The private IP address can't contact the internet at all. So that is when it gets converted to the public IP address. So that's where the internet gateway comes into the picture. The router has that internet gateway, it has the public IP address. So all the devices that's there in the LAN environment will have a common public IP address. So for example, in our home environment, we have the mobile devices, we have all the laptops, desktops, and all that stuff. So each one will have a separate private IP address. But when it has to route to the internet, it will go to the internet gateway, which is the router. And for the outside world, they will not know this IP address that we are using inside the LAN. It gets translated. So that's what happens with the NAT. Okay. DNS is all the domain, the servers, all the email servers, database servers that's there. Every computer has an IP address, right? So it's the server's IP addresses, the address to reach. So it resolves all those IP addresses to the domain name. So that's what, okay. Question 11. What are the two standard IP address versions that's used today? It's IPv4 and IPv6. So what's the number of bits in the IPv6?
Too much to count.
Too much to count. Even the bits are too much to count. Yeah, we have 340 and gazillion unique addresses from the IPv6, but how many bits? It has 128 bits. Okay, so 2 power 128. So we have so much of IPv6 addresses. So we'll have a lot more, so we can keep using. Next question. What's this example of IPv6? So 21 answered it right. So to clear the confusion, I'll give you a few hints, okay, between IPv4 and IPv6 and how to easily identify IPv6. With IPv4, it's just, I said, 32 bits, right? So it's just the numeric address that's separated by dots, okay? With IPv6, it's alphanumeric address. So, and all these binary bits are separated by semicolon, okay? Not the dot. It's separated by semicolon, and it also contains all these hexadecimals. Okay, so that's the major difference, and that's how you can identify the IPv6. I think still Ricardo is on the stop. We have one more question. Let's see if Bishop can catch him, okay? With that last question, we have to act fast. We have to, true or false? That's true. So what are some of the IoT, Internet of Things? Something that you can name? Anyone? You know, what is the Internet of?
Smart refrigerator
that reminds you when you're out of food, or
Yes.
Or a thermostat that turns off the air conditioning when you go out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good. All these events, home smart security systems, water sprinklers, right? All those wearable health monitors, all those are IoTs. That's what gets connected, wireless. Now let's see who got on the scoreboard. Congratulations, third place to Haley. Second is Bishop, and third, first is Ricardo. From the beginning, Ricardo. Congratulations. Thank you for participating. I think we're done for all the sessions today. So don't forget to do your self-reflection and also the barometer for today. Okay. If you don't have any questions, we'll all meet tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central. Okay. Have a great evening. Good night.
Good night, all.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.